They'll probably say, where exactly are you going with this? I see you really trying to take it there. Old school flow, chew you out, ain't fair. Jordan pants don't...
Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Zai. You already know what time it is. But before I even get into what I want to talk about, man, shout out to everybody that's just started following the channel. Shout out to everybody that may come in the future to the channel. And shout out to those who really just drop likes and drop them comments, whether negative or positive. I'm not really tripping, just as long as you drop them because it helps the algorithm. And it's funny, a lot of people counting me out. They just, oh yeah, that fool's out, whatever. Nobody's really speaking about that dude no more. But then, then the subscriber base went up, and then the views went up, and then audience retention went up, and then more subscribers. And it's just, I'm constantly proving people wrong. And it ain't necessarily to prove a point. It's just, like I said, I would get on here and do what I did. And regardless of whatever level I reach in the future, I still did what I said. I said I would come back on here and get it popping, and I have. And I didn't have to go extra controversial. I didn't have to go super negative in order to gain that type of attention. But, that's besides the point. Now, the whole thing I want to talk about is the whole fighting thing. Like, the whole Squabble Up TV. A lot of people have got at me like, hey, Zod, And, for the most part, some of them have been dudes that I'm cool with. And they're like, hey, fool, I want to see you, like, get in the boxing ring. You know what I mean? Even though we ain't boxers, it's just, just to show what's up, like, with the old head. So, and I'm like, yeah, that's going to happen eventually. You know what I mean? But, for the people that's been pushing right now, some of them have tried to get me to go head up with fools that just ain't no good. Like that wouldn't even be good at all. That would be actually a violation of every rule in the book. That's never gonna happen. Like, unless I was to run into a cat on the street and be able to get it that way, I would never actively get in the ring with a dude that just not actually, but I would never get in the ring with anybody that's not on the up and up level. I don't care. He could be black, white, whatever. If you just ain't on, with your own, like, I can't deal with that, Yeah, that would just be crazy. Like, I could never do that. That would go against everything that I have spoke about in the past. Like, regardless of growth and age and everything that comes after a certain point, like, that's certain things that I just will not violate. It's just, it would make no sense in my career. It would make no sense on YouTube, and it would make no sense in the scheme of things. The whole thing is to grow my channel and get to a point to where I'm actually making real good money just doing this, talking and addressing certain things. Now, if that was the case, like, I would have did that a long time ago, and I would have been like a lot of these channels that just fell off because they did something they shouldn't have, and I would have went that route, but I chose not to because there's no need to. I don't need to do none of that funny stuff. But the whole thing I'm speaking about, the fighting thing, is because at one time, I mean, not at one time, but eventually it will happen. Like, it's gonna get to that point, but the channel has to, like, you got to think about it. 113 subscribers right now, and one video has been dropped. Of course, other videos, there's corruption in the data, so I have to either redo it or I gotta find other fighters in order to really get on it. But now I'm doing something with the homie from the east side. I forgot if he's from the east side, you know what I mean? And then I got something going on like in the Bay and Sac, you know what I mean? So it's like we're putting it together. And wait, I will. I mean, it's one of those things that it's like, yeah, I know that, me getting in the ring or, on the street, that would bring a lot of attention. But what's the use of possibly going viral off a fight video that you're not going to get paid off of? That's some that happens, like, if you get caught on the street, not even caught, but you're on the street and somebody run up on you, you get busy. Like, that's different because you're on the street and it just happened. And somebody happened to just pull out their phone like everybody usually does nowadays. But that's different. That's in a different sense of, that's not business. It just happens. It's something that's just sporadic. Now, like, for me to get on camera, like, I would have to have like a few thousand subscribers, like maybe like 10K subscribers, hoping to, like, get over 1 million views off something of that level. But at this time, at 113 subscribers, that just money wise and business wise would make absolutely no sense. Like, there's cats that just follow the channel just to see that happen, and when that happens, they get up off the channel. So the thing is to garnish attention by doing other fights and having people pay attention to other fights. You gotta understand, dude. I'm like at an age, so I'm like old already. Like, and it's funny. Like, I just had a squabble not that long ago, and I'm telling you, I'm just not what I used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like physicality, like I can put out with the best of them. I hit hard, you know, and I can take hard hits. But as far as like like I haven't did burpees, nothing, dog. I'm old, like, you know what I mean. So it's like I know I got to get back in it, but like I said, I ain't no pushover. Like, you run up on me on the street, like you still got to survive them hits, like, you know what I mean. But you know, the best I'm gonna give you is probably like 2 minutes, and I'm gonna be gassed. Not gassed to the point where I'm falling over, but you know, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, like at some point you get to some age, you start realizing your limitations when you're not uh actively in the gym 24/7, working on not only strength but it's endurance and win. Like, it's a lot that goes into it, and that's why on the yard you always had people busting down. It was mandatory to hit yard and get that money, especially when it's in the hole, because certain situations like that, and it paid off because there's a lot of times that we went at it with somebody else, and if we're gonna have win being as big as I would have probably got ate up, probably would have been one of them fools getting carted off the yard. But it was one of those instilled in us, and even to this day, like, I'll get out and bust some burpees when I'm really feeling it, but I need to be a lot more active in that area because, like I said, this past squabble, like, uh probably if I wasn't hitting so hard, or I wasn't hitting hard or as hard as I think, I probably would have lost, you know what I mean? And then I would have, I mean, which I don't really trip off L's. A street fight is a street fight. It happens. Sometimes it's sporadic, sometimes it's planned, sometimes you just see people that you just don't like, and you get active. But yeah, I know my limitations, like, and I push past them. I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, like, if you catch me and you really push an issue like that, like, I'm not gonna allow you to press me. I'm gonna handle my business, and I'm just gonna lose my shit in the process. So you get the point that it ain't nothing sweet, you know what I mean? But yeah, so for the people that ask me about the fighting thing, yeah, it's not happening right now. Like, for me, it personally, my son, the same thing. Like, he wants to fight, but it just don't make no sense right now financially. Like, let the channel get up there, you know, like some of these other fight channels, and then we'll start talking about setting something up. There's a few people I wouldn't mind shooting the fade with, you know what I mean? But in boxing gloves, that's not really like knuckles. So who knows? Maybe we bring you some knuckle, you know what I mean? Just as long as we don't get in trouble. But yeah, there's a few fools I probably want a knuckle fight. But with that being said, man, just, you know, continue to just be patient with your boy, and recognize for the haters that my channel is still going up. It's still climbing. Like, I I'm projecting that I hit at least 40K by the end of this year. Like, if I just stay continuously doing my content to where I'm doing it and start covering other subjects outside of the insignificant. But people are still paying attention in other countries. In this country, like, a lot of them are not even my subscribers, just random people that come to the channel. But that, I mean, that goes without saying. Like, I'm back, and I'm gonna continue dropping videos, and I'm gonna continue working towards my goals. With that being said, I'm your boy Zod, and I'm out.
Kneel before Zod!